Welcome back to another Heart to Heart with Statton. Today I'm going to do two things. I'm going to kind of give you an update as to what's been going on with me in the last month or two, and it's going to go hand in hand with the subject that I would like to discuss in this video. Now, to start off with, I haven't really been myself in the last month or so. For me, or for a lot of people, the holidays are a joyful time, and for some, it's a very depressing time of the year. For me, it's a bit of both, actually. I am happy to be with my friends and family around that time of year, but it's also sad because as an adult, and this is something I I envy children on, is because during that time of year, kids are always happy. That's the time of year they're excited for, and when it's not that time of year, it feels like it takes forever to for that time to come. But when you're an adult, you feel the stress that comes with it, all the schedules you have to make. You realize your job is your job intensifies, where you got more stuff to do to prepare for that time of year, and also you got plans to make with your family, and you gotta try everything you can to make sure that nothing goes wrong with those plans, and all that can be overwhelming at times. Um, around in the middle of November, I had stopped. Well, I wouldn't say I'd stopped, because stopping implies that I meant it to be permanent. But it's like I just felt physically tired to the point where when I was at home, I thought to myself, well, I could actually make some YouTube videos, or as all of you, if you've seen my previous videos, I've mentioned I also like to write stories. I hope to get some books published in the future. Well, anyways, I I just felt so tired around that time that I was like, you know what? I'll put it off. It doesn't need to be done right now. And I just kept doing that, putting it off until I just wasn't really thinking about it anymore. I mean, the thought did pop in my mind occasionally, and I would say to myself, "Yep, I better get to it," but then I'd forget. Anyways, between that and feeling or hearing how stressed everyone that I care about was getting, I myself was starting to feel depressed. I I just didn't feel like myself anymore. I was feeling anxiety. I thought I to the point where I was blowing everything out of proportion, not out loud. Well, I mean, there are times when I needed to talk to someone about it, but I I never got into an argument, or reached the point of panicking to others. I just There are times when I kind of needed to vent, and during those times I'd go to someone and kind of tell them how I've been feeling, which they understood. Then but inward, on the inside, I felt like things were falling apart. I felt like everyone was just growing distant from each other. It felt like I was losing people that I really cared about. I I just wasn't happy anymore. And but I did keep in mind that the holidays are very trying times. They're supposed to be joyful times, but like I said, very stressful. And I figured by the end of the holidays, everybody would be drained, and that everybody would just need some time to rest up. I'm not a big New Year's resolution type of guy. I don't. I think making a New Year's resolution for me, the individual, is almost a guarantee that you'll fail. It puts way too much pressure on people. I think if you have a goal or something in mind, that there's nothing special really about New Year's. It's the beginning of the year, admittedly, but other than that, it's just a normal day. So if you have a goal, if you have something you want to accomplish, it shouldn't it shouldn't be dependent on what day you start. You should want to do it as soon as possible. And that takes me into the next part of the conversation because about a week ago, I I saw that things weren't really improving after New Year's. I still felt the same, and it seemed like other people were acting the same. And it was right then and there that I realized, or I had to tell myself. I said, "Your goals are not going to accomplish themselves. The work you want to do is not going to get itself done. You want to accomplish your goals, you're going to have to roll up your sleeves and start doing the work again, regardless of how you feel." And I started doing that. I started making videos again. I started posting them. Even though I felt tired, I was afraid I'd come out sounding like a zombie. And started book writing again. I even printed out some short stories for some friends that were interested in reading them. And I felt happier for it. I started to feel happy again just by doing those things alone. And those are just two of the 5 goals I have. Now, I may still have a long way to go before I accomplish my goals, but just by doing them, just by working on them, I already feel a sense of accomplishment, and that's making me feel happy. And for each passing day that I'm starting to feel more like my old self again, it's actually helping me feel physically more energetic. I no longer feel as tired as I've been feeling. And to make time so that I can get more done, I've actually been sacrificing sleep, admittedly, which sounds bad on the surface, but I haven't really been sacrificing that much. As a whole, I try to get 8 hours of sleep, which is considered a full night. And while I've now been cutting my sleep short, it's really, I've only been sacrificing maybe 30 minutes, 45, no more than an hour. So if 8 hours is considered a full night, then 7 hours of sleep isn't bad at all. At least I don't think it is. And I don't feel like it's taking any toll on me. In fact, I feel more energetic now running on 7 hours of sleep a night and feeling happier than I did getting 8 hours of sleep and feeling like everything is crumbling around me. So, and as a result, not only do I feel happier, but it seems like everybody else around me is starting to seem more cheerful. So I wonder if my anxiety was kind of making everything appear to be worse than what it really is. or maybe things are just getting better for them too. Sometimes that's a hard one. Maybe a little bit of both, depending on the individual. But my point is for all of you out there, if you feel like you're on that emotional roller coaster that I was on, because I'd feel happy one moment and sad the next during that time of year, believe me, you're not alone. There are others that feel that way. And for those of you that don't feel that way around that time of year, that is fantastic. That is great that you're able to feel all the happiness and none of the negative feelings. That's a very good thing. Don't take that for granted. But as for the ones that do, I try to shrug it off and try to do the things you enjoy doing, and I mean things that really make you happy, because if you don't, it will take a physical toll on you. You'll end up feeling more and more fatigued to where you just don't feel like doing anything, and just as the depressed feelings, you'll be those feelings of sadness will be feeding into your physical fatigue. Likewise, how you feel physically will be feeding into into your depression. Now, I don't believe I have depression. I don't. But I did feel anxiety, and I tend to wear my heart on my sleeve, admittedly. But I'm trying to get better. And like I said, I feel happier now that I'm getting back into doing the things that I love doing. That is to say that I'll never have moments where I'm feeling sad anymore, but that's just called being human. We all have those issues. But for all of you, and this actually goes hand in hand with one of my previous videos where I talk about having goals and stuff. Your goals should be a mixture of things that you feel like you should do as well as things you want to do. A big part about life is enjoying life. And you're not going to enjoy life by allowing yourself to succumb to feeling fatigue all day and every day. And if you're waiting, and I know for some it's actually harder than others because there's more time. There's more time that they need to spend on their jobs and everything because they may have to pay off a lot of debt or have bill after bill after bill. That's understandable. At the same time, if you're waiting until you're no longer tired or feeling fatigued, if you're waiting until you're energetic enough to suddenly go after your goals, then you're never going to feel that energetic feeling. You're never going to feel awake enough to do those things. Because in the end, your physical fatigueness is going to make you feel depressed, and that sense of depression is only going to drain you even more, and it's just going to be a downward spiral where each one feeds the other, and the only thing that can break that is you, by telling yourself that your goals are not going to accomplish themselves. That if you want them accomplished, you gotta do the work. And who knows? Maybe the things you've fallen out of, if you go back to them, if there are things you used to enjoy doing, not only alone, but with your friends and family, if you go back to doing those things, you may find that your love for them has been reignited. And if that be the case, you will also find your happiness is being restored. And with that, you're gaining back your energy you once had. Now that, even now, as I sit here talking to all of you, admittedly, this wasn't an easy thing for me to admit to. It's always a hard thing for me to admit when I've had moments of anxiety and where I just feel like I'm down in the dumps. In fact, I was starting to kind of worry there because I was starting to think, because thinking back of what I just told all of you, I was starting to fear that the early part of this video was starting to sound like one huge sob story. But I'm not going to change it because it is the truth. And I'm not going to downplay how I've been feeling. But I am happier now. And even though I've been kind of unloading all this on all of you, I feel happy doing this right now. And the more I'm talking to all of you, the more energetic I feel. I'm honestly feeling very fired up. And I've got so many other subjects I would like to cover over with my Heart to Heart with Statton videos. And I've got so many other videos with so many other games on my mind. I would just love to post. Now, a lot of them have already been played by other gamers on YouTube. So I know that more than half the games I'm showing are probably ones that all of you have seen from others. And that's okay. I still have the desire to play those games and record them all the same. It's something I enjoy doing. And no, I don't, as I've said before, I don't expect to ever be very popular on YouTube. I seriously doubt I'll ever reach a point where I'll make any money off of any of the videos. But that doesn't matter to me. I still enjoy doing them, and doing them makes me happy, and what makes me happy makes me feel energetic. Right now, I currently have only 32 or 33 subscribers. Not a whole lot, but you know what? I appreciate every single one of those subscribers. If you are watching this video and you're a subscriber, even if you're a subscriber that's just subscribed years from now and you're watching this video, meaning you're past the 32 subscriber mark, I'm still appreciative of you. I'm appreciative of every single one of you subscribers, and I'm very appreciative of all you viewers too. I'm happy. I hope my videos are of some help, because I like giving out advice as well as gaming, but the advice part is reserved only really for the Heart to Heart with Statton ones. The other videos, I just game and try to do whatever I can for fun. But likewise with my books and short stories I'm writing, I try to give off lessons in these fictional stories that hopefully people can learn from and carry with them in real life. That's what I like to do in the end. I like to help people. I also like to make people laugh, although as I watch some of my older videos, especially my very first video, some of my jokes do actually make me cringe, but I'm pretty sure that's what a lot of people think when they hear their own jokes. But other than that, when I see someone's down and they're talking to me and venting to me, I like to give them helpful advice, but I also love to make them laugh. Because if I can put a smile on people's faces, then I can be happy myself, knowing I had that effect. Putting a smile on someone's face or making them laugh may seem like such a small thing, but believe me when I say that makes a great difference to someone's life. Being able to make someone happy and make them laugh, that is the true joy anyone and everyone can feel. And so that's the subject for this video, is do the things that you need to do to make yourself happy, whether they be things that you're pursuing career-wise, or just having a hobby that you fell out of just because you feel like you haven't had the time and just feel too tired to. And don't forget about the people that love and care about you. Some of you may think that you don't have people out there like that, but believe me, you do, even if you don't recognize it. Sometimes your family are the people who you least would think is our family. Sometimes, and I'm talking about friends on that. I consider friends and family to be the same. I rank them both the same. In fact, a lot of my friends are in fact my family. Like I said, I love being with my nieces and nephews. I love my siblings. I love my parents. And as for the other friends, I consider them my extended family. Even if it doesn't seem like it, you got people that care about you. And that's the video for today. I hope you all enjoyed it. My name is Statton. Like, share, and subscribe. And you all have yourselves a wonderful day.